All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here talking about the Arizona Cardinals because Kyler Murray. All right, Kyler Murray's the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Actually, last season it was Jacoby Brissett. Kyler got injured and he played only 5 football games. And so I made our video yesterday talking about Mike LaFleur to Arizona and how much I like it and how I believe Kyler Murray will be back and how I believed that if you asked most Cardinals fans, do you want Kyler Murray back last year? I figured everyone would say yes, because I know a couple of Cardinals fans and their answer is yes. Not even close. Not even close. Now, it's a super small sample size, but just scrolling through Twitter in the last couple of days based on is Kyler Murray coming back to the Arizona Cardinals or is he not? Most Cardinals fans are saying this. Not only is he not coming back, but I don't think I would want him back. All right. And it's kind of surprising to me, but also not really at the same time. Kyler Murray's he's a really fascinating quarterback prospect. And at this point, he's 28 years old. And so he's not a prospect anymore. He's a full time NFL starter in his athletic prime. It's time to win playoff games. It's time to win games. Last time he was over 500 was 2021, the last good year for the Arizona Cardinals. First 3 years, Kyler comes into the NFL. Injuries are not an issue. He looks solid. He looks mobile. He looks like a huge part of the future of the National Football League with the air raid with Cliff Kingsbury. And injuries became an issue. Really, injuries became an issue. Kyler tore his ACL, and I feel like since then, it just hasn't really been the same. And so last year, Jonathan Gannon, I feel like you guys started your season, I swear, like 2-0, at least 2-1. I could have sworn the Arizona Cardinals were at least 2-1 at one point last year, and they only won 3 games. So here's the thing. What else? What else? So there is a complication part of this. Kyler Murray is on a fat contract. All right, Kyler Murray's on a fat contract. And essentially in like 1 month, Kyler Murray's 2027 contract implications and guarantees start coming into the picture. So like in the next month or two, you will know more likely than not is Kyler Murray going to be playing and starting for the Arizona Cardinals. So we have to talk about it because, like I said, every Cardinals fan says, first off, the relationship is ruined between your GM and the organization, management, and Kyler Murray. They say it's tarnished. And yeah, you got a decent portion that just straight up don't want Kyler back. So next up would be Jacoby Brissett, and Jacoby Brissett's 33. And we saw him come in last year, and he looked good. And I've already seen way too many people say start Jacoby Brissett next season. Folks, he's 33. He'll be like 34 next season. I know Jacoby Brissett's a capable starting quarterback in the NFL, but I do not think that is the route or the avenue that the Arizona Cardinals should or will take. So it's not Kyler or Jacoby to me. It's not Jacoby or a rookie QB to me. I just don't think the starting quarterback's going to be Jacoby Brissett. To me, it's either going to be Kyler Murray or some bridge QB. Now, I said in our video yesterday, I still think Kyler's going to be the starting QB and should be for the Arizona Cardinals. So, welcome back to the channel, or probably welcome to the channel because we just hit 100 subscribers. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button per usual. We're trying to hit, our next goal is going to be 200 subscribers, and we'll try and hit it by the end of February. So, thank you guys for watching. I did recently wake up, and I still am super under the weather. Getting close to like a week here. I still don't feel like myself. But new mic came. This is the first video with the mic. Didn't even really test it. And it's not exactly what I'm looking for. We kind of have this weird setup. There's a cord right here that you guys can't see. So I can't like sit back. I can't even really bring this microphone anywhere. So working out all the kinks. But hopefully the quality of these are already better than the ones you've been watching for the last 2 weeks. So it's a work in progress. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Back-to-back videos about the Arizona Cardinals. I'm telling you, I believe everything I say, and I really thought this Cardinals squad was going to be somewhat competitive last season. So we went through pretty much everything off season as far as Mike LaFleur goes from yesterday's video, and it looks like once again about $30-ish million in cap space. You've got the 6th overall pick. Let's see here. Their hot ESPN's hot take for their big prediction for Arizona is the Cardinals will keep Murray. Everyone expects a trade, but his level of play and contract aren't so bad that the Cardinals need to deal him right away. If they don't find a solid offer for Murray, keeping him for one more year is very defensible. So, many things you got to keep in mind here. First and foremost, you have a brand new head coach in the building. That's really critical. When Mike LaFleur was last the offensive coordinator, Zach Wilson was his quarterback with the New York Jets a couple of years ago. And as I said in yesterday's video, a lot of Jets fans did not even want Mike LaFleur fired. A lot of Jets fans didn't want Robert Saleh fired. Woody Johnson, their owner, just is not the guy, or the GM is what? Woody Johnson's the owner, right? Anyways, New York upper management, they've had some issues. So Mike LaFleur goes back. He's been the offensive coordinator for Los Angeles Rams. Some Cardinals fans are a little upset because they didn't know he didn't call plays, and I probably should have said that in yesterday's video. Mike LaFleur usually called the Los Angeles Rams plays in preseason, and you saw twice this past year, all right? Off the top of my head, I believe 99% it was week 14 against Arizona and then week 18 against Arizona, which is kind of funny because he's the head coach now of the Arizona Cardinals. Both of those two games, the Rams scored at least 35 points. I think it was like 35 and 38, maybe 35 and 35. They blew out Arizona in both football games. Matt Stafford looked good in both of them. The first week 14 matchup, I just tweeted this out. They ran for 269 yards against two guys and 3 touchdowns and averaged 6.9 yards per carry. And then in week 18, I noticed the tight ends, like Stafford still had a good game, Puka still had a good game. I noticed the tight ends, Higbee and Parkinson, had like 9 catches for 130, 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. So I think Trey McBride's going to be huge on this season, on this team next season, which is obvious because he's already one of the best tight ends in the National Football League, and statistics will back it, and he's back-to-back Pro Bowler. But I can't wait for Mike LaFleur and Trey McBride next season. Who else would it be? I guess I just went on a random side tangent there. I'm starting to realize, like I said, folks, still under the weather here, but it's not going to be Jacoby. And Kyler Murray's contract, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Here's the issue. Here's the whole catch. At pick number 3, the Arizona Cardinals are not going to have their pick of who they want, all right? So Dante Moore was kind of the projected second quarterback taken after Fernando Mendoza. The Las Vegas Raiders 100% are taking Fernando at pick number 1 to pair up with their new head coach in Clint Kubiak. So pick number 3, Arizona's either going to have to take the best player available, whether it's an edge, an offensive tackle, whoever it is, or they're going to trade back later on into the first round and get a little bit of a draft capital package so their brand new head coach can, continue to go out there and get new guys for his new scheme and his new offense and his new roster. AKA, you're not taking a QB in the first round. In the second round, I have not seen a mock where the Cardinals take a QB. I've seen like Drew Aller in the 4th round at Arizona. So the point is, I don't think Ty Simpson will be available. I think he's a first-round QB, whatever. Arizona is not drafting a starting rookie quarterback this season, okay? Which sucks because you guys just went 3-14, were horrible, and you should have the number 1 pick, but Las Vegas tanked better, which is crazy. So you're not drafting a rookie QB to start. So who is it going to be? It has to be Kyler or Jacoby, or it has to be somebody else. And when I Google Arizona Cardinals quarterback situation, all that comes up are trade destinations for Kyler Murray, which is another reason why I think he might not get traded if everybody and their mother thinks Kyler Murray is 100% not getting traded, 100% not the starting quarterback for Arizona, and he won't be on the roster. Kind of gets me leaning the other way, thinking, might not be that easy. What other routes does Arizona have? Who's the top quarterback free agent? Top NFL QB free agent. Malik Willis? Do you want Malik Willis? I probably should have grouped this a little bit better, but here we go. Daniel Jones. He's the fourth highest free agent on this list. All right, you want Daniel Jones as your QB. Malik Willis is number 2. Keep going. It's not looking good for free agent QBs this year. It's not looking good in the draft. And that is it. So I just read skimmed an article of the top 50 NFL free agents this year. And the only 2 quarterbacks listed were Daniel Indiana Jones, and Malik Willis. So that's another final reason why I think Kyler Murray will be the starting quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think a brand new first-year head coach, a first-year play caller is going to deploy Malik Willis or Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback. Daniel Jones is probably going to have some interest out there in the market. They've got a little bit of cap. So if they do decide to trade Kyler Murray, then yeah, I would assume Daniel Jones would be their starting quarterback. But I get it. Kyler's so interesting. And I remember I was about to go on a tangent about him. His size is an issue. And especially when you're 28 and you've dealt with injuries, major injuries, in like 3 of the last 4 years. He was fully healthy last season. 2 years ago, Kyler was fully healthy. They went 8-9. Looked pretty fine on offense. But at this point, injuries have become a concern. The size is obviously a concern. And it just doesn't feel like maybe Kyler's got too much left of being a shoo-in starter. Like, I've even seen some people saying, all right, who's trading for Kyler Murray? Who's giving him a starting option? And, Pittsburgh, New York, Minnesota come to mind right away. But that's just the thing. Like, when I watch Kyler Murray, the good is really good. The good is like, whoa, that's good. And the bad is really bad. You're watching these balls get batted to the line of scrimmage. You're seeing no easy concepts. Is it the coach? Was it Drew Petzing, the play caller? Is it the scheme? Is it the personnel? Is it the quarterback? All these different questions. I'm not enamored by Kyler Murray, but I do think he's the best option, and I do think he's got there's still something there with Kyler Murray. He's not done in the NFL quite yet. No way. There's no shot, at least in my opinion. So I think Kyler will be back. I think it would be silly and foolish to get rid of him. But I do understand that the cap is maybe not in the Cardinals' favor for keeping Kyler. So I still think they keep him, but let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this mic did its trick. And let me know your thoughts down below. Peace.